it's Alyssa coming at you with another slow fashion video. This week I wanted to touch on little styling hacks that I think everyone can really benefit from. Some of you may not know this, but I do work as a wardrobe stylist on some TV shows and commercial shoots and things like that. So I thought I would share some of those tips that I've typically used in the past, both on set and in my own closet, because I really think they can help you get the most out of what you already have in your closet. So let's jump in. The first handful of styling hacks involve an elastic band, something super simple that we all have at home. And the first way that I use an elastic band is to hold sleeves up on a blazer. So I typically use an elastic band that is already used so that it doesn't cut off the circulation in your arm. This is key. And then I put the elastic band at a spot slightly higher than I want my jacket sleeve rolled up. And then I just tuck the rest of the jacket sleeve up around the elastic. That way I don't actually see it, but it still gives me that nice scrunched up arm look. I use this little trick more so when I'm wearing a blazer over top of a long sleeve shirt, because I really think that brings the layering point home in your outfit. The next little elastic trick that I have used in the past is when you want to have the illusion of a tucked in shirt, but you don't want to have to deal with, constantly having to readjust every time you move your body or go to the washroom. So you can use either a regular elastic that you have at home or one that is transparent and a little bit thinner. It's going to depend on your fabric choice. All you do to give the illusion of a neater tucked in shirt or sweater, gather some of the material at the bottom of your hem, wherever you want your shirt tucked. You can do it on the side or in the middle, whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. Once you've gathered your fabric, tie it with the elastic, almost as if you're tying your hair in a ponytail, and then you can discreetly tuck in that little bit of fabric into your pants. I think sometimes you might have to adjust and flatten out that material a little bit depending how thick it is. And I think what's really important for this styling hack to work is that you can't have a sweater that is just too bulky. Otherwise, it's going to be too bulky in your pants as well. And that is not a look that we want. These also work on shirts and sweaters that are medium or short hem length, because if they're too long, there's just too much fabric to gather. My final hack with elastics has to do with maxi dresses and maxi skirts. So this is a great one if you want to change up the hemline or even just change up the look of your maxi dress or skirt. So what you do is you take your elastic, preferably one that is new and quite tight. So you flip up your skirt or your dress, choose a spot where you are okay bringing attention to on the lower half of your body. So I like to usually put my little knot to the side, and then similar to the sweater tuck, you gather up some fabric and create almost like a little ponytail around it. So use that elastic to secure the fabric, and then drop the skirt. And on the other side, you'll get a really interesting ruched effect, and you will also have the advantage of raising the hemline a little bit because of that gathered fabric. Moving on to belts. I know this can be sometimes a tricky area for a lot of people, especially when you have a belt that is like way too long and it's like flapping in the wind. So I have 3 options for you to get more use out of those extra long belts and also make them look really cool. First thing I like to do with belts is create a closed loop. And I do this by taking the excess end of the belt, looping it underneath and then back over and securing it back into that first little belt loop that you have that's usually part of the belt itself. That comes kind of right after the buckle. Now that I've done this, it's a really nice clean knot. It looks really polished and also really intentional. The other trick that I do with belts, more for when you're wearing a dress or perhaps a long open cardigan or shirt dress, and this is because it really extends the line and the verticals of your body. So what you do here is actually incredibly simple. I tie the belt as normal, and then I take the excess end of the belt, loop it underneath and over, passing it through the first belt loop that I made, and then I just let it hang down. So this is definitely a more casual belt styling hack. It's definitely not as polished as the first, but looks great when you want to, again, look a little bit more intentional. If you have a belt that is either too thick or perhaps too short to do any of those other tricks with, the easiest thing you can do to still achieve that polished look is use some double-sided tape and simply secure the end of the belt. Finally, I'm sharing two sort of faux tucking hacks that you can do with dresses. I think this is a really fun and great way to get more use out of shift or sheath dresses and shirt combinations. What's important for this look to work, however, is your dress has to be relatively form-fitted and your shirt has to be a little bit more relaxed. It's just easier to manipulate the fabric and you get a look that has a little bit more proportion to it. Starting out with your shirt buttoned however you like, but leaving the last few buttons on the bottom undone. Then you simply tie your shirt as if you were gonna knot it at the waist. And then all you do, this is so simple, I'm sorry if you're gonna be disappointed, but you just take the rest of the fabric that has come out of the knot and you tuck it under the shirt, which has now created kind of a blouson effect. So make sure that you're tucking in those excess pieces all the way to the sides on either side of the knot. And to make sure that nothing is lopsided, you're gonna have to make small adjustments and make sure you go all the way around the back and kind of tuck in any of that excess shirt so that it really does look as though it's being tucked into your dress. Look with a sweater and a dress by using a belt to create a faux sweater tuck over your dress. And in this case, I think your dress can be any form-fitting or as loose as you like. You start by throwing on your sweater on top of your dress and then belting your sweater. Now slowly untuck the sweater from the belt, but make sure you're still leaving the hem of the sweater in the belt so that it stays nice and secure. Now all you have to do is go around, make sure you go around your entire body, untucking as needed for the desired effect. There are so many different tweaks that you can do with this look, and I think it's a really great way to make more use out of both summer dresses and then fall and winter sweaters. So there you have it. Those are just some of my little styling tweaks that I find myself relying on to really bring outfits together. Let me know which styling hack was your favorite, or if you have any you'd like to share. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or if you learned something new. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be back next week with another slow fashion video. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao!